it's Charlotte, and I am going to demonstrate some playground of safety for you. This is this horse's first time doing playground of safety, and I apologize for the way we're dressed, but it is in the 20s, and we're gonna work on doing some stuff where we don't have to undress him, and I'm just gonna dress like it's in the 20s. So, in playground of safety, you're gonna pick a spot. You're gonna stand on that spot still with your focus not on the horse. You're going to create a bubble around you, and we're gonna create that bubble by swishing the end of the rope like this, swishing it kind of like a mare would swish her tail. I have found that swishing is not triggering to horses. We used to do another strategy here called a tick-tock with a stick. I think that bothered more people than it bothered horses, but I think that the swishing works better for people and horses. I'm gonna stand on the spot. I get to pick the spot because leaders, and this is also kind of our number one leadership exercise, leaders control speed and direction. So if I'm standing still and he has the ability to move around, that's very clear to the horse that I am leader. This is a non-confrontational way to help you get some leadership with the horse. I'm gonna stand on the spot relaxed because a horse is hardwired to mirror the rest of their herd for safety and for comfort. When we're attached to our horse, we're supposed to be a herd of two. And in being a herd of two, one of us is going to be driving. If he starts spiraling up and out of control, and I then follow him spiraling up and out of control, he's driving. But if I stand here relaxed and he can do whatever he wants, he's hardwired to mirror that. And he may not mirror it right away, but it should come. I stand on the spot relaxed with my focus not on the horse. My focus is going to be over here on the camera. Every so often I may glance over there out of the corner of my eye, but the reason for that is leaders are busy leading. Leaders are busy looking where they're going next. Leaders are busy watching out for danger. If we are staring at the horses, no matter how cute they are, that makes the horses the leader. It is confusing to them. So part of our exercise here is don't stare at your horse. So this is our standard playground of safety. We have some refinements of playground of safety that we'll show you as well. But this horse is supposed to be very, it sounds like anyway, high connection, low relaxation. Playground of safety holds space for the horse to find relaxation on their own. So I'm just gonna hold this spot. I've got a bubble around me that's, I don't know, about that long. And I've got a rope. He has free choice to do anything he wants to do as long as he stays between the edge of my bubble and the end of the rope. He may try really pushing on the bubble. He may try pulling me off my spot, because horses that tend to be driving like this one, head up, top of his head is higher than my eyes. So he thinks he's driving. He thinks he is the leader in our little herd of two right here. When he starts thinking, maybe I'll let her drive a little bit, we're gonna see a change. When the eyes of the horse are higher than your eyes, they are driving. When the eyes of the horse are between your eyes and your belly button, we're sharing that leadership. When his eyes are lower than my belly button, he's giving the leadership up to me. So I'm gonna notice how high his head is. I'm also gonna glance over and I see he's licking his lips. We got a little shake. He's starting to blink his eyes. Those are all excellent signs that he is starting to relax. Really nice. Head's going down. This is super. So, playground of safety sets up a space for the horse to find relaxation. If the horse needs to be, oh, that's cute. If the horse needs to be running around me, that's okay. If the horse needs to stand here like a statue, that's also okay. I have no judgment. In Playground of Safety, he has free choice to do anything that he needs to do to relax. Lots of horses are going to come out here and look like this, and people will say, oh, my horse is doing nothing. But in fact, the horse is doing something. This horse has trouble taking in the environment and processing it. So I love that he's doing some lateral flexion, taking the environment in. He's seeing what's going on. One of the first things horses will do to help relax is do some lateral flexion. That turning their head stretches the outside of their body. That stretch triggers an endorphin release. The blink is our first sign of relaxation. That gives them a little tiny hit of endorphins. The lateral flexion gives them a bigger release of endorphins. As he starts to feel a little more endorphins, his head will start to go down. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to create any stress besides the fact he's out here having to chill out in the freezing cold. Really good. So he's used to connecting to the people. So right there, he kind of gave a little step in. I'm going to swish to say, I love you. I think you're beautiful. I think you're wonderful. I want to help you. But you need to go over there and you need to find your endorphins yourself. One of the big pieces of Playground of Safety is the horse can't be up here taking hits off of us, off of our good energy. We need to swish the end of our rope enough that they have to get out there and they have to deal with looking in the mirror, deal with their own feelings. Learn to self-soothe. Self-soothe is a huge deal. Yes, if you have a high connection horse and when you're in a perfect mental and emotional state, your horse probably comes up here, sucks off of you, and he does great. But last I checked, none of us are perfect. We get a little tired, we may get a little frustrated, we may get a little cold, we may get too hot, we may have lots of things that knock us off our game. And in that situation, I want this horse to learn how to find peace within himself. We all have our horses, us, we all have everything that we need on the inside of us to relax, to be okay. This horse is used to getting all of his soothing, all of his self-worth on the outside of his body. He's used to people telling, you're okay, here, you're all right. And that has worked for a bit, but now it's not working anymore, and we're having a little bit of challenging behavior, shall we say. So this is really nice. He's making some good changes. I think we have a little dog over there messing with the ice and making noise, and it's causing both of us to kind of look over there and check it out. There, really nice. The shake. I feel like that shake is like they're shaking off some adrenaline. I would love it. Playground of Safety gives us a chance to just gather information without judgment. So if your horse is standing here looking at you with two eyes, a lot of the time those horses are super high connection horses. They're used to people telling them what to do all the time. The other thing that can be with horses looking at you with two eyes is they may be waiting for you to shapeshift into a predator. I would love it, since he came out and he was sort of staring at me, I would love it if he starts to look off, have one eye on me like this. I can see that he has one eye that can see me and he's looking out with his other eye. As he gets more confident in who I am and what I'm about, he'll start taking, yes, like that, taking both eyes off of me, checking it out. Is she actually consistent? Is she really who she says she is? This is awesome. head to the ground, lip wiggling in the dirt. This is a chance for that horse. This is the maximum relaxation posture with the horse still standing up. If he was lying down, that would be more relaxed, but head to the ground, lip wiggling in the dirt, he's gonna get the maximum relaxation and still be standing up. That is awesome, 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 awesome. The other cool thing that happens when their head goes down and their lip wiggles in the dirt, it's almost as if, or it is as if, the horse is making a connection to that ground. He's starting to ground himself by wiggling the lip in the dirt. Horses that are carrying a lot of chaotic charge in them, and that's very consistent with show horses, but also with other horses. They may need to put their head down to the ground, wiggle their lip in the dirt, bite the ground, paw in the ground. They are looking for the free electrons that are in the earth to neutralize the chaotic charge that is built up in their body. So horses that live on rubber mats, horses that live in metal barns, horses that have radios around them and people carrying phones and refrigerators and coffee makers and all the stuff, or lights in your barn. Your lights give off a chaotic charge. The horse is going to absorb that chaotic charge. Their body starts to resonate with the charge in the environment. I want this horse to learn how to neutralize that chaotic charge, and head down, lip wiggling in the dirt is gonna do it. So what are our chemicals that build up in the horse when the horse is not relaxed, not in rest, digest, play, learn, heal, trust, connect side of their autonomic nervous system, the parasympathetic side? What are the chemicals that they're on when they're in survival and fear and the sympathetic nervous system side? Adrenaline. Adrenaline we're all pretty familiar with, but adrenaline gives them more power to run faster, jump higher, get away. But adrenaline also makes things stiffen up, tighten up. If your horse is very stiff, especially very stiff through the neck, it's very stiff through the back, that is often caused by the horse being on adrenaline. It is said that if the top of your horse's head is higher than its withers, its brain can and will often produce adrenaline. If the top of the head is lower than the withers, if it's not trapped down there with draw reins or a tie down or a martingale or something, if the top of the head is lower than the withers, their brain doesn't usually produce adrenaline. And if the head is all the way to the ground, lip wiggling in the dirt, the adrenaline will rush out and the endorphins will rush in. Good, so he's sort of like, hey, I'm feeling good. I would love to come talk to you. And I'm gonna just swish to say, nope, this is your time for you to do your own thing. Really good. The other chemical that goes with the horse being in survival. Oh, I love it. We got a little yawn there. The other chemical that goes with survival is cortisol. That's our stress hormone. This horse probably pumps a lot of cortisol. Adrenaline, like horses just on adrenaline will tend to be moving their feet. That's going to be the flight and the fight piece. If it's all adrenaline, you're going to hit that. Cortisol, your stress hormone, goes with freeze. Freeze is this tight feet, my feet are stuck and they're not moving. So I would say this one's probably doing a little bit of adrenaline, whole lot of cortisol, because we haven't really gotten where he's relaxed enough to move yet. He is doing a lot of really great stuff. Do you see where he's starting to really let go of that neck, kind of shake, wanting to get that adrenaline off? This is winning. And now look how just a moment ago, all of a sudden his eyes got really soft and he went inside himself. That's a huge deal for this horse. This horse is usually focused outside of his body. If we could inspire him to go inside and start flowing these endorphins, we have made a huge step in the right direction. I love it. So I'm gonna kind of check him out here. He's got a little bit of a puffy bag under his eyes. When horses are in survival, tear production turns off, and that's part of why their eyes get so big and round. When tear production is turned off, they will be very flat underneath their eyes. As they switch over into parasympathetic nervous system, rest, digest, play, learn, heal, trust, connect, and we start pumping some endorphins, or oxytocin. Connection also goes with parasympathetic nervous system. The tear production will turn on when we switch into parasympathetic nervous system. So that usually they'll start to blink. Their eyes will get a little more almond shaped, not quite so big and round. And they'll start getting poofy bags underneath of their eyes. So we love it when we start to see some poofy bags. So that's just one thing I look for. So I'm gonna wait here for a second. Give him a second with me a little more quiet. Yeah, good job. So I'm not gonna have any judgment for what he needs to do. He is used to head up to solve the puzzle. The little dog is down there. I'm told he doesn't really like dogs. Nice. So as he stands here, the idea is adrenaline and cortisol do not feel very good. They feel really pretty crappy. It feels like I'm afraid, and if we hold space and we allow that horse to start to relax and feel safe and start flowing these endorphins, endorphins give you overall sense of well-being. It feels so much better than adrenaline, so much better than adrenaline. So we allow him to stand here, awesome. Head down, lip wiggling in the dirt, this is awesome, there. We allow him to feel the difference between the adrenaline and the endorphins. I don't try to make them, I allow it. Ah, really nice. So, moving is a step in the right direction here. We want to see, in Playground of Safety, horses going through what we call cycles. Cycles are a period of movement and a period of stillness, and a period of movement and a period of stillness. The faster that they switch and go from stillness to moving to stillness to moving, that is generally how fast they process things and how fast their brain works. Really nice. Good job there, buddy. We would love it if the horse kind of rolls through it. Every time he goes through that little cycle of movement, stillness, movement, stillness, he's gonna relax just a little bit more and just a little bit more and just a little bit more with each cycle. So this is really great. Ah, nice deep breath. That was awesome. That was really, really awesome. Beautiful job. So, how long do we need to stay here and do Playground of Safety? I'm gonna swish him. How long do you need to do it? Well, we need to do it at least until the horse goes through one cycle, which this one has. How long would be maximum benefit? Well, you've got to feel that out. If the horse can go through 2 cycles, 3 cycles, 10 cycles, all those things, he's going to get a little better every time he cycles. But what happens sometimes when we are going through these cycles is he's relaxing a little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit. There are memories and emotions held physically within the fascia, and as he relaxes, that fascia is starting to relax. What we don't want to do is wait so long that he relaxes down to a layer of fascia that is containing some really dark traumatic stuff. We want to quit while we're ahead. So I'm going to look for something that I think is a big deal for this horse. This horse prefers to have people out of the left eye. I would love it if the horse looked at me. There, that's a right eye. That's great. So now we have some right eye. I'm going to just sort of feel this out. What is kind of a big thing for this horse? Well, getting where he could go inside himself would be a big deal. That looks a lot softer there. Good. I'm going to swish him again because I feel like we're really close to something pretty big. And the further I have him away from me, the more he has to control the soothing himself. So sweetie, if you can just zoom in on him, you don't need to see me so much right now. Because when he zoomed in on both of us, the horse gets tinier. So we're just looking for something we could quit on. And I'm just gonna stand here relaxed. So the horse started out very much 2 eyes on me, but more of the left side, left side, left side. He's done some approach and retreat with the right eye with me, but he hasn't really done a lot with the right side. So this, having his chest pointed straight at me, is the closest we've had to him really offering right side. I'm gonna relax here a little longer. And normally we get to see a lot of other big dramatic changes in the horse's body. But he's wearing all these blankets so he doesn't get out here and hate it. Oh, I love that shake. Nice. Nice. Ah, beautiful. So that was a bigger walk right there. I love it. Nice. So he's starting to come out of freeze a little bit. He's thawing, which is ironic in 20-some degrees. Tommy is frozen, so he is trying. Well, look at this. Now we're getting some really good stuff here. The energy and emotions clear in the horse. Memories, energy, and emotions clear in the horse from the back to the front. So that means the tail will often swish. The stuff is going to come up over the horse. It's got to go out their mouth. Many times as horses start to thaw out and they start processing things, they will pick up the rope and start chewing on it. This is awesome. He is chewing on the rope. Really, really good. It's a big deal. Big deal. We're starting to rest a foot. He's changing in his breathing. I'm loving it. I feel like we have a yawn right on the horizon. But this is a big deal. We're resting a foot. There, he's finally going inside himself there. More with the rope. Fantastic. When we're chewing on the rope, usually he's more inside his body, less focused outside the body. There he's yawning with his back to you so you can't see it. But a yawn is a brain coming off of adrenaline. This is so huge. Now the horse has gone inside himself. Brilliant. We're going to release some more. Some more is coming out. Really awesome. Chewing the rope. Fantastic. Nice job. Really nice job. Really nice job. you're doing this exercise, use ropes you don't mind them chewing. Oh, fantastic, buddy. There's another yawn. We got an eye roll there. This is the space we want him to identify with when he's in the ring, when he's with us. We want him to learn to find this within his own body. We start playground of safety in a spot where the horse feels safe. Some horses, I start with a little deal in the stall. This horse felt less comfortable with me in the stall, so I thought we're going to use the ring. Fantastic. Fantastic. Our goal for today was to help this horse find some endorphins, to see that there was another way to solve a puzzle besides just connecting to a person, just eating a carrot or grazing. And I'm feeling like this has been successful. Nice job. So it's interesting that he is positioning himself between the camera and me. The reason that that's interesting is the biggest part of your energy comes out of your eyes and your belly button. And for a horse to position themselves in front of a person, the energy off of that person must feel pretty good to that horse. Nice job, sweetie. Nice job. Now he's really taking the rope up in his mouth more. I think he also stands there because he likes the oxytocin he gets from the eyes of the people being on him. So he's put himself in front of me where he can't help but to be in my field of vision. I'm not going to fuss about it because I feel like he's really doing better. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. And there he's gone inside himself. He's really working that rope. This is awesome. Starting to feel some endorphins, yay! Shaking the adrenaline off. Nice, taking his eyes off me. He keeps pointing at that shoulder over there, and I feel like once we get to tapping, he wants me to tap on that shoulder. In Playground of Safety, this is all about us listening, and it gives the horse a chance to show us everything that's going on. And as he gets braver and more relaxed, he will show me all the things going on. Nice job. So now he's kind of grinding his teeth on that rope, loosening his jaw up. That nice stretch. Good, I'm going to swish him a little bit more. So I'm looking for a good place to quit. So a blowout, a yawn. There he showed us that spot he needs tapped again. Yep. blanket, Charlotte. I got it, buddy. But we're not to that yet. You're used to everybody solving your puzzles for you. So, shoulders have to do with who's driving. Horses that lack relaxation tend to have very tight shoulders. As we start to relax, and those shoulders start to relax, now he's gone inside himself some, that's awesome. As he starts to relax, I'm sure these shoulders are feeling a little funny, kind of like pins and needles, like an area of your body that was asleep and that's now waking up. Beautiful. What a change. What a beautiful change. I love all the shaking. He's loosening up that neck. This horse normally has a very tight neck. It's beautiful to look at, but it's very, very tight. I love how his hind legs are more square, more wide apart, more up under him. He's looking off a little bit because we are releasing more stuff. Let's see if he can come back into his body, drop his head again. Nice. This is so good. What a difference in him. What a difference. Could I quit here? Sure. But I love it if we get just... You want them to give up something that's really tough. Sometimes really tough is just blinking. Sometimes really tough is a swallow. Sometimes I really think that this is pretty darn tough for him. And if this is the most we get, that's totally fine. I'll take it. Oh my goodness. Dog trying to help me. And how interesting. We've just squared up and got these front legs really wide and the horse is kind of leaning down. For this horse, I feel like that is a step in the right direction because he's normally just standing up really tall on his toes. So some things we like in a situation that we may not like in another situation. There's nothing that's always in, not much of anything that's never. There are things that are usually and sometimes. Really good. And he may take a step and have me on the right side. That would be really cool. Because that's a hard thing for him. Sweet boy. You are so winning right now. Head down, checking out the environment. I feel like he chewed a bunch on the rope, he let go of some stuff. So I think we'll take this. He actually shifted, almost, it gave me, his hips are more square rather than tipped the other way. Look at him go inside himself right there. That's beautiful. Beautiful. He's kind of opening his throat latch, releasing more stuff from the back. All right, sweet boy, you ready to go in? I think it's plenty cold out here, and you sure did a good job with your first playground of safety. All right, we stood here for a second talking with the camera off, and I love it. All the horse is shifted around now where he's offering me the right side. And that is so huge. He's resting the right hind foot. He's offering me the right side. That is such a huge deal to him. And he's taking his eyes off of me right there, saying, I trust you with my right side. The right side's the one he's so protective over. So that is an awesome place to quit, because for this horse to offer right side, I know it's a huge deal to him. Yes, you are so good. And now I'm going to turn and look at him, see how he felt the moment that I connected. Good boy. You are a good boy. Do you know that? His love language is oxytocin and connection. So I'm going to connect to him. I'm going to move over here a little bit to help him know where. Oh, we have a flagpole too. I couldn't see that. For these boys, part of the endorphin release, they start to drop down, and we teasingly say we get a flagpole. But that flagpole is a great thing to show us we've got some endorphins going. So, hey sweet boy, I'm going to invite him to connect, because I don't want to ruin his connection. I just want to help him build some relaxation. Good boy. So connection and oxytocin are his love languages. So I'm going to give him that to reward him, and then we're going to go back in. You ready? I know you're cold. You're probably ready for some dinner. Good boy. Good boy. All right, we're done.